Alright, I'm just recording with the phone from my dad here. I've moved back inwards because it is cold. I think there is oil in it, but we don't know. The money I can use on repairing this outboard is at the moment something like 28 euros, because I used some money on camera gear, which maybe wasn't the smartest idea, but hey, at least I got a cool small tripod now, which I can use. Bad news, there's some pressure on. What is that? There's nothing in it. Sounds crispy though. Ah! Wow. I should have thought about that. Hello, Nana. Checking out my Suzuki. Actually, instead of turning the stand around, I'm just going to turn the engine around because it is a lot easier. Like that. I'm stuck. Oh no! Aha! I did it! Nice! Just a matter of tightening this back up. Right! Here we have the Johnson on the other side. I'll just take the cover off, put it on my Yamaha, and then lift the stand and the Johnson and push it to the door, so it hasn't even a chance of falling backwards. Let me just get the stand and we'll take the carburetor off. Alright, so here we have the carburetor. It's fastened with only one bolt, which is interesting, because as you can see, or maybe not see, here's a bolt, here there isn't. Interesting. The more time goes by, the more parts I see missing. By the way, this is a quick tutorial on itself, how to remove the carburetor on a Johnson. Loosen up this one, take it completely off, like this. Take the improvised stand thingy off, like this. Then you take a 11mm wrench or socket or ratchet or whatever, and probably they are both probably 11mm, but I only got one. And then you just unbolted it. And this might take a while, but patience is important as a mechanic, because else you are going to destroy stuff. Well, the carburetor is at least loose, which is a bonus. By the way, I have already worked on a Evinrude 4, 4.5 and 5 horse model of this, and the carburetors and actually are really similar to this kind of setup. They look really similar, also the pull starter, all those things. By the way, you can note this outboard is old because they actually use flat-headed screws or bolts instead of like 6-sided bolts, which probably are the standard nowadays. But then they didn't have bolts like this, I think. They weren't really popular, I think, because I've also seen another YouTuber, he restored his old Johnson. Awesome YouTuber, that one too. Link in the description probably if YouTube lets me do that. But he completely restored his old Johnson. It's a really old one. But let me see. Alright, removed one nut. After that, also removed the rage to lean adjustment here. Important as well. Also an 11mm. Now is the question, does this want to come off? Yes, it does. Does this one want to come off? No, it doesn't. Wow, I'm destroying it. I'm just going to probably need to change this as well because this is completely worn. Let me just get some WD-40. Alright, so I got some WD-40. Just going to load up the inside of this. Lubricate this bolt at the same time. Also, there isn't a choke knob thing on this. Now here you have actually this is the lean to rich adjustment. The further this goes in, richer, or the leaner I think it gets. So but now you should be able to just completely pull this off. We got some nice looking insides in here, which I'm really happy with, because if the inside looked rusted, I am screwed. But luckily, maybe you can even see it yourself. You can see it a bit. That looks quite nice. So, well, after you've taken the carburetor off, you just need to unscrew this bolt here. Well, actually, it is a flat-headed screwdriver again. But the fuel hose, disconnect the fuel hose, easier said. And after that, don't rush it, because most of the connectors here are made of like messing. I don't even know if you call it messing, but it is like some kind of copper which can easily break if you put too much strain on it. So you want to be careful. Don't use pliers, use patience. And after you have used your patience, you will just be able to pull it straight off. And now I'm going to recharge my camera again because it's empty. And after that, we're going to have a look inside of this carburetor, and I'm really excited because it looks quite good. So, but yeah, going to recharge my camera, and then I will see you when I have taken a break. Alright, I recharged my camera. It is actually quite a bit later now. Something around 26, half 9 in the evening, so it is quite late. But yeah, here we have the carburetor. Of course, we just took it off in edit at least. I noticed there is some rust or something here, so I'm just going to take some WD-40 and try cleaning that up, because I don't want any rust on my parts. Let's lubricate everything, make sure everything is nice and loosened up, and start opening it, which always is the most interesting part and the most fun part. Alright, so it's the carburetor, well, not carburetor, the, how do you call this, like the carburetor fuel piece. It has a name, but I don't remember the name. But at least it's the lower plate here, or lower piece here, is fastened with 5 bolts. Well, 5 screws actually. It really looks like screws because they are fastened with like small screws, yeah, like flat-headed screws. So let me just lay them in order here, so I remember if there is a length difference, so I remember where they originally came from. Like that. And now, wow, nice! This looks almost brand new. Wow, I didn't expect that. It looks really nice. It isn't dirty at all. So quite interesting why it didn't run, because he said it didn't want to start and only run on brake cleaner, and it's quite interesting why. So, and I hoped the problem would lie here by the carburetor, but I'm wondering, because I don't think it is actually, which is a bit stupid, because that means it is harder than I thought to actually repair this, because now it doesn't really run. So this comes from here. Oh yeah, but this looks, well, there is something in it, but there isn't really anything. I hope this is like it should be, like it is supposed to be, with everything that's in it. Like everything is as it should. That one is still not coming off, of course. Let me just take a cloth. There we go. And I know it sounded like I broke something, but I didn't break anything. It was just really hard on. Alright, so yeah, here we have it. The impeller, everything checked. It seems like it should work, but just spraying some WD-40 in at all. Well, it comes out, so I guess it's doing something. Screw this back in. And now I have to screw this completely out before me actually putting it back, but just to make sure it kind of works. I guess it works. So yeah, that was it for this video. By the way, when I stopped recording and just put the lower unit back on, I forgot 2 bolts, so I just tightened them up. If you were about to say it or let me know in the comments, because I already noticed. So and also I don't know which spark plugs originally need to go in here, but I got 2 old ones from my Yamaha 8B, and I think they just might do the trick, because they are NGK and BPR6HS, and this is a B7HS511. But it works for 8 horse, so it should work for a 2 horse as well. Two horse. It works for a 8 horse, so it should work for a 6 horse as well. And also I have worked on a familiar engine like this, a 5 horse Evinrude, which really looks the same as this Johnson. So I think we are fine. They have like the same tread length. So this is clearly not made for outboard. Well, at least not for this outboard, because this is like the length of a car, and you can see this is just completely stuck. This is meant to have like a space between it, 2 millimeters or something. Maybe that's a bit much, but I don't really know. But at least I know there needs to be space between the top part here and the isolator in the middle. Right from the beginning I noticed that wasn't right, so this couldn't be the spark plugs he was using to start it, because I don't believe it, because you can't even start it with so heavily damaged spark plugs. That is it for this episode. If you want to see the next episode and don't want to miss it, consider to like and subscribe, and I'm probably going to record that one tomorrow or something, at this date at least, and then hopefully we are going to be able to start it. And yes, if you question it, I have showered. And also, if you want to see any of the other videos I mentioned in this video, link to those videos in the description. But until next one, goodbye.